O-M-O, like
Not me,
you
homeboy.
like, man,
I know what
like,
world I live in.
Yeah, like screw white people. Whitey ain't nothing.
Yeah.
But look, now, one thing that he says in here where he talks about Tom Brady that I totally agree with.
This
He
is gonna be
says,
bad.
When Brady talks trash to his opponents, it's a sign of competitiveness. When Richard Sherman, on the other hand, when he does it, he's a thug who doesn't respect the game.
Well, we talked about that before. The whole Terrell Owens situation. Yeah, we talked about that. That whole dynamic there. All right, that's the first half of the show. We're gonna get to on this day on the other side of a very, 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 very short break. This is Sports Kings Live. I'm Big Mike. He's Rob Calloway. You're listening to us via Spreaker.com or on your Spreaker app via iPhone or Android, and we'll be back in just a second. What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Big Mike.
Yep, and this is RC, Rod Calloway.
First of all, we'd like to thank everybody for being down with the Kings and for supporting Sports Kings Live.
Your listens, downloads, likes, and follows have allowed this show to grow by leaps and bounds in just a few months.
Now, if you have a product or a business and you'd like to promote it on this show,
it's simple. Just email us at sportskingslive@gmail.com. And once again, thank you for being down with the Kings.
Told y'all it was going to be short. Welcome back. Big Mike, Rob Calloway here with you. Sports Kings Live on Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app via your iPhone or your Android. Also, make sure you guys get in contact with us, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The handles are all three the same, at Sports Kings Live. We're also on the email, sportskingslive@gmail.com. You guys can interact with us and chat with us right now as we podcast. Oh, God. Jason Goff is here, everyone.
Cheaters. I love cheaters.
Jason Goff is here. And by the way, Goff, that's what she said. Actually, that's not what she said. That's absolutely not what she said. Not around here, at least. Oh yeah, rough times sometimes, boy. Okay, so moving forward here, we got some NBA stuff tonight as well. The draft lottery, I forgot to mention that at the top of the show. The draft lottery happens tonight. It's set up for some foolery to go down. And if you're one of those conspiracy ninjas, save it. I don't want to hear nothing about no frozen envelopes or no, dimpled chads and none of that stupidness. But the fact of the matter is, if the 76ers walk out of here with 3 lottery picks, it's going to be a problem. Like, folks ain't going to know what to do with themselves. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, if you can't understand, if you're not paying that much attention to the situation, the 76ers have a chance in getting the Lakers pick if they don't land in the top 5, the Lakers, the 76ers then get their pick, and then they have a chance to get the Miami Heat's pick if they don't land within the top 5 as well. I may be incorrect in one of those scenarios, but foolery is bound to happen.
Hold on. So if things don't go right for the Lakers, if things don't go the right way for the Heat, like the 76ers could actually, put like 3 more of these lottery guys together and fill the starting 5 like tonight. At the draft.
Essentially, they have Joel Embiid.
But you know what? Look, I'm gonna be real with you, dude, and I'm not sure if you remember this, but I know a lot of people do. When the LA Clippers were in the draft every year. Like, at one point, I want to say the whole starting 5 was lottery pick, and they couldn't win diddly squat.
Okay, they had Quentin Richardson, they had Darius Miles, they had Michael Olowokandi, was Elton Brand on that team as well. That's 4. Yep. Who was the 5th guy? I can't think of who the 5th guy. If that was the lineup.
Yeah, that was the team. That's just the team I'm talking about right there.
Well, this is why people need this is why people need to stop being so stupid about this whole tanking situation. No one cares. Like no one is tanked, and then the next year went from like worst to first, and everybody's like, "See, that's what happened when you let people lose on purpose."
But what team? Okay, what team? Not even okay. Let's not even say purposely tanked, right? Just say they stink, right? How many teams have really again? No, it doesn't work. Like the 76, if it worked, the 76 would be in the championship this year. it don't work.
Well, maybe not this year, but I get your point. Yeah.
It just don't work.
Well, I'm not gonna say that either. See, because there's no absolute when it comes to it. Because if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers and then you draft LeBron James, it worked. You know what I mean? It worked. Let's call it what it is. It worked.
They didn't just they didn't make a history of tanking though.
Well, it's not a history. It got to be a history. You do it right once. You got to do it every year. That's what they did. What was my man's name that helped Tyrann Matthew down there in the rehab? The former coach of the Cavs. Remember he got like in trouble for it because LeBron was already working out with the team or something crazy like that. Yeah, whatever. Like if you do it right, yeah, it can happen. But the LeBron James thing is like a once in a lifetime player. That dude is not in this draft.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like I can't stink it up for Willie Trill. You know what I'm saying? I don't tell Larry Bird think he is $100 million player. I'm just saying like because he's not that player, in my opinion, like you just said, LeBron a once in a lifetime. Like, so if we could land him, I might just go on and let's go on and let's just go ahead and go for it. But, for these guys now, like, man, no, it ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it.
Quickly as we move forward, before we move forward into the NBA, got a couple of small NFL matters to kind of clean up here, and then we'll do on this day and move into the NBA playoffs. Where is this stuff? Okay, yesterday, didn't get a chance to mention this either. Apparently, Warren Sapp has copped a plea. He has to go to hooker school or hoe school, however you want to term it, depending on what side of the tracks you're on. He's got to go to hoe sensitivity training, and he's got to pay some restitution, which kind of like, I was like, what? You got to do what now? You got to pay the hoes back? No, actually, now you pay them back. You got to pay them more money, like damages. But isn't their job illegal? I don't know. Whatever. It's almost like if you steal somebody's crack, the court making you pay them back for the crack you stole from them. Like what they do for a living is illegal. Do we not understand that part of it? But whatever. Like I don't think it should be anyway. If a broad wanna, do the with her, who cares? Stop me if you heard this one before. A 49ers defensive player retired. Yeah, we've heard that one.
Before.
Yeah, this time it was
off season.
Justin Smith. He's out of here. 35-year-old dude. That dude played like 1,000,000 years and missed 3 games. God, that's awesome. We're gonna hear about him in the next concussion and people who can't find themselves to the store settlement too. Yeah, you can't miss no 3 games and tell me that you just happen to be that tough. Yesterday, Ryan Tannehill got richer. He signed a 6-year deal with the Miami Dolphins, $45 million. Air quotes guaranteed, in that fake NFL money. And just before we started the show today, the extra point rules have changed. We talked about this last week. There were 3 options on the table. The Eagles had one on the table, the Patriots had one on the table, and the competition committee had one on the table. The competition committees, their proposal won out, whereas the extra point would be moved to the 15-yard line. All 2-point conversions will still happen at the 2-yard line going in, and the caveat, to it is that now defensive players can now score on a failed conversion. So if the quarterback fumbles and someone picks the ball up, or they try to throw a pass and it's intercepted, they can run the football back the length of the football field and score 2 points for the defensive team as well. Okay, now.
But Tebow gonna go for 2 a lot this year, boy.
Tebow,
it's gonna be Tebow for 2.
Now everyone's gonna think that's a genius idea, and everybody's gonna think it's a genius idea. Terrell Pryor told you somebody should have scooped him up. Yeah, Terrell Pryor is good for one thing for me.
I saw you and some guy were going back and forth, and he was like, before you compared Terrell Pryor to Tim Tebow, Terrell Pryor got to go for whatever. Tebow's numbers were in Denver that year. But now that the rules changed, I get Terrell Pryor.
Yeah,
I get him.
Well, the Bengals already have him. He's a Bengal now, and that's what that conversation was rooted on. And I quickly realized that I was in the land of the stupid, and I, just excused myself and Ask them to please, if they don't mind, listen to the show. But I'm out of here. I'll let you two dummies, the Tim Tebow weirdo, and I didn't even know Terrell Pryor had weirdos, but obviously the Pryor weirdos and the Tim Tebow weirdos have that conversation. My bad quarterback is better than yours. No, my bad quarterback is better than yours. All right, whatever. Just everybody wants to talk about. He didn't even get a chance. Like, Tim Tebow was on his 9th team. Who didn't get a chance? And so was Terrell Pryor. Yeah, I'm cool.
Right.
I'm cool.
But I swear they had to do with that whole what you call it, the supplemental draft he went through, and the fact that he.
What had to do with that?
Him. The fact that people look down on him. I don't know.
No, he can't throw the football. Like, he's an idiot. The reason that conversation that you're talking about came up is because Terrell Pryor, he tweeted something. And I tweeted back at him because I was in one of those type of moods. And I was like, dude, you ever thought about switching positions black? And he was like, and some dude was like, why is that? Why is it every black quarterback has to switch positions? And I was like, not every, just the bad ones that are 6'5" and could jump out the gym and outrun everybody else on the field. Just those guys,
right.
Well, if he had a right support system and this, as a bad black quarterback, it seems as though you have to have everything. Like, if he was on a Super Bowl winning team that had a bunch of Hall of Famers and Pro Bowlers, well, then now we can have a conversation. Of course we could then, dumbass.
Was he one of these players? Because I don't know, because I don't follow him since college. But is he one of these dudes that said, I only play quarterback? Did he pull that?
No, he went even further. When he was with the Seahawks, that dude said, I can't catch. Yeah. And Pete Carroll was like, you can't.
I didn't even know that.
Cut.
I didn't even know he was up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Terrell Pryor's played for like a million teams. Like, he's going to run out here in a minute for all these. He needs a chance.
Who was he with, the Cardinals or the Chiefs? Which one of them teams was
the Chiefs. He was with the Chiefs. They cut him. Andy Reid said, no more room for you. Now he's a Bengal. He's
Mike Vick. Yeah,
he's behind the ginger up there up in Cincinnati. All right. Before we move on any further, we got to get to these NBA playoff games as well. The one that's happening here in, I guess, the matter of an hour and about 20 minutes. But before we do that, we'll take a look back and we'll do our daily historical tribute called On This Day.
It's the Sports Kings.
On this day. All right, Rob, let's go ahead and glide through these. On this day in 1910, Cy Young of the Cleveland Indians won his 500th game. Yeah, dudes is trying to, like, get 300, or not even 300, because that's even out of the question now. That dude won 500 freaking games. On this day in 1912, American League president.
Every day.
Oh, listen to this, because I did read this one earlier. I did a little bit of preparation earlier. On this day in 1912, American League president Van Johnson told the Detroit Tigers, that if they continued to protest Ty Cobb's suspension, they would be banned from baseball. Now, I want you to put that into the context of our first half-hour conversation. What if Roger Goodell was like, you know what, Robert Kraft? You're going to shut the hell up. And if you don't,
I'm going to suspend the whole team.
You get the hell up out of here. I ain't playing. This is the type of stuff that happened in pro sports in 1912. Yeah. Y'all going to shut the hell up about this Ty Cobb situation or else. You know what time it is. Whole team gone. On this day in 1935, the National Football League adopted an annual college draft to begin in 1936. So on this day marked the first day of the day they decided that they were going to start drafting and doing the old, I ain't going to do that.
Well, how were they doing it before? Volunteer? I guess people just showing up like, hey, I want to play.
I guess, yeah. You just tell the dude, we want you to play on our team. He was like, okay, sweet. We'll give you $50 a day or a week, a month. It was 1935, I don't know, in a case of bootleg liquor. On this day in 1942, Paul Wainer of the Atlanta Braves became the third National League player to hit 3,000 or get 3,000 hits. On this day in 1962, Stan Musial set the National League hit record when he got 3,431 hits. On this day in 1974, the Philadelphia Flyers became the first post-67 expansion team to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers won the Cup the following season as well. on this day in 1984, the Edmonton Oilers won their first Stanley Cup. They defeated the New York Islanders in 5 games. On this day in 1991, Willie T. Ribbs. We can go ahead and play the game, everybody. Rob, what color is Willie? What color is Willie T. Ribbs? What is it? What color is Willie T. Ribbs? You've got 5 seconds, sir. What color is Willie T. Ribbs?
He's black.